live in a time where telling the truth is a revolutionary act. We have to take action and spread the word. The hour is at hand. This segment sponsored by Asset Preservation Institute.
Hey, TrueState.tv viewers, this is Alex Snitker with the Weekly Political Report. Well, I had a thought this weekend, and I wanted to share it in the Weekly Political Report and make sure everybody understands where I'm coming from when it comes why I support these candidates. You know, the reason that you had a movement in this country that started to begin with was because of out-of-control federal spending. Now, this didn't start under Barack Obama, even though Barack Obama surely did contribute greatly to the increase of the federal spending, but this started under Bush and under presidents before him. But Obama really did accelerate it to a great degree. Started with Bush, but Obama kept it going and doubled down on it. But what are we going to cut? Where should you start cutting? If you realize that spending is out of control, where do you start? Do you start with the little small things like funding NPR or defunding Planned Parenthood, which I support, getting rid of government funding of both of those things? Let the private sector support that if there's enough interest for it. With as many people as tout that listen to NPR, I actually happen to listen to NPR from time to time. If there's that many people that support NPR, then why wouldn't you be able to fund it yourself anyway? Like, why do you need the government to fund NPR? But that kind of goes against the point that I'm trying to make here. You need to start somewhere. And I would argue that the best place that you can start, and what this 2012 election cycle for president is all about, is about foreign policy. Now, there's two scenarios. One, we can increase spending in the military, which is going to happen under Romney or Gingrich or Rick Santorum or Barack Obama. All of those guys are going to increase defense spending. No matter what the talking heads on TV would tell you, all of those candidates are going to increase spending on foreign policy. Some of them in different ways and in varying degrees, but all of them are going to do this. Or do you vote for candidates that would not, or that would actually decrease spending on military? Guys like Ron Paul, libertarians like Gary Johnson, and other libertarian candidates that are running for office, Lee Wrights, R.J. Harris. So we're going to have to address this problem. We're going to have to realize that there is a difference between defense spending and spending on what we're currently doing as it relates towards our foreign policy, namely giving money to other countries in the realm of foreign aid, or maintaining bases in 900 military bases around the world. These are big ticket items, big dollar items. And I don't believe that we should be spending this kind of money overseas anymore. We need a dramatic cut in military spending, but not in defense spending. There is a difference. Again, like I said, there is a difference between the constitutionally authorized spending that we do for national defense and empire building, which is what we spend a lot of our money on, or policing the world. We don't get paid to police the world. And we do this, and other economies can do much better than we do because they don't have to defend themselves because we're defending them for them. And we don't get paid to do that. Now, I don't suggest that we should get paid to do that. I think that we should just quit doing it altogether. So, foreign policy, if you believe that spending is the main problem, then addressing foreign policy in a realistic constitutional fashion is issue number one. And it should be for you, it is for me for sure. So I want you to look at that when you're looking at your candidates. Which candidate is touting a constitutional foreign policy? One that will eliminate all foreign aid. Now, when you say eliminate all foreign aid, there are people that will get very angry with you that you are trying to cut funding from places like Israel. Israel has a very large lobby group in this country. Now, again, I don't have any problem with Israel at all. They're a fine country. However, and Benjamin Netanyahu has actually said this, that Israel can take care of themselves. I think we should trust Israel to be able to take care of themselves. And we shouldn't be sending troops to other countries without a specific declaration of war as per the Constitution authorizes. I'm coming from a military background myself. I spent 8 years in the United States Marine Corps. I want this country to be a very strong country. I want us to have the best military in the world. And I would argue that going to war like we've been going to, unconstitutionally, wars that never end, since World War II, has decimated our military. It hasn't helped our military. And we need to go back to what the founders of this country envisioned and bring our troops home and have our troops here. If you expect us to be able to defend against Iran, you got another thing coming. We are currently engaged in wars all over the world. We are spending trillions of dollars for these wars, and we are not ready to handle another war with a country like Iran. If anything, the wars that we've had in Afghanistan and Iraq that don't ever end, which Iraq hasn't ended, I don't care what the president says, he's lying. These wars haven't ended. We need to make sure that we're ready in case things like this happen, in case China gets all jumpy, which I don't think that they will. So let's relook at this, and let's look at it from a constitutional aspect and realize that there is a difference between defense spending and the kind of spending that we're doing in foreign policy right now. And if you're serious about it, there's only a couple candidates for you to choose from. And that would be Gary Johnson, Ron Paul, Lee Wrights, R.J. Harris, Bill Still. These are the only guys that are serious about it. One of them's in the Republican one of them's in the Republican Party, rest of them in the Libertarian Party. So you better get serious about it, and you better make sure that you're voting for the right guy, because Newt or Obama or Romney or Santorum is nothing but more than the same. Again, this is Alex Snitker with the Weekly Political Report. Y'all have a great day.
TrueState.tv and AssetPreservationInstitute.org present Death of a Nation, a guide to surviving the collapse and restoring the Republic. We all need to take action now. For a free consultation on how to protect your assets, visit TrueState.tv. Click on the Death of a Nation link and fill out the web form just below this video.